Alright, like, click, subscribe, do all that. You all know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This movie's called Over the Moon. Fueled by memories of her mother, resourceful Fei Fei builds a rocket to the moon on a mission to prove the existence of a legendary moon goddess. So it's one of those family feature films that came out last year. It's about an hour and 40 minutes long. Spoiler alert, let's get it. So we start off with a story being told about a space dog. And Mom talks about the reason why the moon is half sometimes because a space dog takes a bite out of it. Mom, what type of goofy ass shit you telling Fei Fei? Well, anyway, Mom, Dad, and Fei Fei are just sitting around telling stories about the moon. Then she tells about a story about this lady named Chang. Her and Hoji were in true love. Then she took a magic potion giving her immortality. But when she took it, she floated away to the moon. And she tells her that's where she lives now. She's on the moon. Sounds like he told her a story about somebody drinking something they weren't supposed to and passing away. Well, anyway, they all work at the shop where they make moon cakes. It's some type of delicacy out there. Well, it shows Fei Fei growing up. Mom's getting older. I think she's been coming down with something. As time passes, she gotta walk with a cane. You know what I'm saying? That ain't good. After a while, she passed away. 4 years after that, Fei Fei getting haircuts, stunting on niggas. She always pays homage to her mom and puts a moon cake up there in front of her picture. So basically, Fei Fei and Dad run the shop along with that little bunny. She's a delivery girl now, delivering the moon cakes. She makes the delivery to this construction site where they're building up this electric economy-friendly train. She talks to them about electromagnetism, so you know, she's pretty smart. They looking all dumbfounded like they don't even know what they're building. Anyway, she comes back home and what does she see? A new lady in Dad's life. He's trying to move on. Fei Fei like, what the fuck is all this? And on top of that, she got a son who likes playing around with frogs. This goofball talking about he got superpowers and he says he's gonna run through a wall. Which, of course, he did not. Anyway, her and her dad try to have a heart-to-heart, but then the family pops up with food, and the grandpa's always talk about crabs. He's got metaphor for crabs. He eats crabs. That's what he's about. Yeah, he likes crabs. Is he from Baltimore? He's really representing. And then here comes Dad's girlfriend always trying to put dates in something. Fei Fei like, we don't put that in moon crabs. Get that the fuck out of here. You feel me, Rabbit? What the fuck wrong with her trying to put dates in moon crabs? You don't put that shit in moon crabs. What's wrong with her? Tell him, son. Well, anyway, as Fei Fei's setting up the table, she see her mom and dad getting closer. And Fei Fei don't like that shit. Then Fei Fei goes on a tirade about not forgetting mom, and then she talks about the old story about Chang being on the moon. I know Dad's thinking to himself, yeah, as smart as you are, you still believe that bullshit? And yeah, I know it's a kid's movie, it's supposed to be a metaphor behind it, but come on. This guy's still annoying her talking about, yeah, you know we're gonna be brother and sister soon. She's like, the fuck you talking about? They getting married? I know you're trying hard to fit in with Fei Fei, but stop bringing up your other family shit when it comes to her. She tried to give her a dessert that didn't have dates in it, but she don't care about that shit, and that's not the point. The point is Fei Fei don't want that shit from you. So then we get a random song. Then she thinks about flying to the moon. She goes through all these diagrams of rockets, buying up all types of equipment with Dad's money. Rocket after rocket, that shit don't work. Then when she's in school, she gets an idea. She sets up a rocket on the track like the new train that they're building, and they get ready for takeoff. And they're flying to the moon, and then they're not. Apparently they didn't know his brother was on board. It's weighing down the engine. They're falling back down to Earth for their death. But then all of a sudden a light comes out of nowhere. Then these fucking flying lions come out of nowhere. And then they crash land on the moon. If you want to believe that shit. Then the lions sprinkle them with fairy dust so they can breathe on the moon. Then they carry them to the other side of the moon. What in the so-called Walt Disney castles is this? When they landed their destination. And who's this lady in silhouette singing? No silhouette challenges over here. It's a family film. It's Chang. All this time, she was still on the moon. Well, she was just there the whole time singing pop songs and shit. Well, anyway, Fei Fei wants to get a photo of Chang so he can show her dad she really still exists and that you still believe in dreams and come true and all that other stuff. Because she really doesn't want her dad to remarry. She's like, all right, look, we take this photo, but you got to bring me the gift first and then I give you the photo. And we're thinking to ourselves, what the hell is the gift? And we're still wondering that question because she doesn't tell us. So anyway, she's got to race with all the rest of the creatures to get this gift and bring it back to her. She hops on a motorcycle with some chickens, and she's like, hey, y'all better get off my bike. He's like, man, look, I'll get off the bike if you tell me, I'll tell you what a gift is. And they're like, all right, you guys stay on. Meanwhile, little bro trying to sneak in to get the photo, but she got these Super Mario Brother 2 shy guy looking motherfuckers as security guards. She said, look, we'll have a contest. If you win, I give you the photo. But if I win, you tell me what a gift is. What kind of contest do they have? The ultimate battle of ping pong, nigga. The funny thing is, he ends up beating her. But she ends up reneging on her promise and keeps him locked up in there anyway. You sore loser, you. You made the game under your rules and you still got beat. So Fei Fei, on the meanwhile, has got to run through an asteroid field. Why? Because the queen crying creates different types of weather for her emotions. They get back to the ship and what the fuck is this thing? This green thing pops up like, I am Gobi. Now she finds this doll hanging up. Is this supposed to be the gift for Chang? Well, the chickens turn on Fei Fei and they take the gift. And they leave her and Gobi stranded. Meanwhile, we got this green rabbit mixing up potions and concoctions. And then Fei Fei rabbit somehow followed them down and got magic power somehow. She all up on them, trying to give the rabbit business. I guess the power of love made it the right concoction. Sure, let's roll with that. Anyway, Fei Fei and Gobi still on their mission. All of a sudden, these big fucking frogs come out of nowhere and they look hungry. But they end up hopping on top of one and all of a sudden they good. So the frog's just not hungry anymore. Okay, again, let's just roll with that. Of course, we get another song. Alright, so the reason she needs this quote-unquote gift is so that she and Hoji can be one again. You know the story, she's lonely, she needs her prince, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Fei Fei finally finds the chick as his beef. But this zapper thing comes up, I guess it disintegrates niggas. It almost got Fei Fei, but she's still alive. My sense of humor is retarded, I had to throw that in there. Well, even though she was saved, the gift was destroyed. Now what's she gonna do? Then she goes through her lunch and stuff and she finds this item. And she looks at it, it looks like half a moon. And she remembered that Chang had half a necklace that looked like that, so she's like, oh, this might be the gift. So she finally gets to the gift. She gets some speech about two halves becoming whole. The palace turns into a force. She's rocking his geisha all of a sudden. And from the shadows emerges Hoji. But he can only stay for a brief moment just to tell her goodbye. Because he's a ghost and he's already passed on. She's devastated because she can't let go and starts crying. And her emotions turn to place to infinite darkness. And there she sits all alone in an empty void. Fei Fei busts through the barrier. Fei Fei confronts the darkness head on. But then she has visions about how she lost her mom. And then she gets cursed with the darkness. Then we break down another song. The moral is don't forget the ones we love. But bottom line is you can't dwell in the past. You gotta move forward in life. Then all of a sudden the fake Walt Disney castle comes back to life. She says her goodbyes to Gooby. The rabbit staying with her boo. Cause you know rabbits multiply fast. They definitely give it all types of business. Chang gives Fei Fei the photo. The lions are carrying them back to Earth. The photo's burning up in the process. But at this point she don't even care no more. She pops up back home carrying her brother. Dad's like, where you been? Get your goofy ass in the house. Okay. After that, you can tell Dad and the shorty got married. Everybody's coming by for dinner again, you know what I'm saying? Getting it popping. She's like, yeah, I'm cool with you now, Ma, but you still can't put dates in the mooncakes. You know better than that. Get the fuck out of here. Then they bring up more stories about the legend of Chang. Later on, we get some father-daughter time. She's staring at the swan like the swan is Chang or something. And then it flies away. Her brother starts picking with her. The end. Happy little story, nice and friendly. Over the Moon on Netflix. Check it out, like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Slick Dizzy out there, easy, mister. Ow, big. You got that slogan.